Sweet. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live. Back another day, another night. Here's my setup as per usual. Something I realized last time was that when I was streaming, like the whole point of this is to show my live trades, but when I went over into FTX, for example, I think it's gonna happen now. Go into like my order history or like trade history. If you go over, no. Okay, never mind. If we go over here, over into BTC, so you can see here, okay, now you can see it, right? It's got the date and time, but I had it over here, something like that, and I was like, yeah, look, I've got everything here, but I realized I had blocked everything. So for the sake of that, here's yesterday's trade, which actually was executed through a like limit order. First time I did that, turned out nice. It was a 5% win, and now we're back on the charts, and this is what I see. You know, as always, I like to keep my charts real nice, real clean. I don't really have much more than this on at one time, so I'll label this in case people join later on. This is the 12 a.m. open. By the way, everything is in New York time. Here I got the London highs, and here we got the London lows. Over here is a retail resistance, which I like to see get smashed. So this is a possible target. So essentially what I see at the moment is, first I marked out London lows and London highs. We had London lows taken out, and what that's telling me is that people they're gonna try and go short from here. This line here is yesterday's low. This is the daily low. So I do want to see price push even further down into yesterday's low or below that, and I want to take longs from there. Why do I want to take longs? Well, because there's liquidity here with retail resistance, and if we chuck this off and if we go over into the daily, I think it was in the daily. No, it must have been like a smaller time frame here. Okay, so what do I see here? Here's a swing low, right? So swing low, swing low, swing low. Price came down here, took out those sell stops. This one, not so much, because this last swing low did not actually break lower. Reached slightly above. So the low there is 20,001. This one here is 19,990. So didn't really clear these ones down here, but from there we had swing lows here. Those were taken out. Okay, what am I trying to say? Like, I'm trying to look for where is the most amount of liquidity, and I believe that's to the upside. So it's the most obvious here on the smaller time frames. I don't know why I went into the larger time frames, but for example, right here, all the sell stops were taken by this one. These sell stops are taken by here. Now we're setting up here, but you can see like these buy stops were never taken. These buy stops were never taken. These ones weren't taken. That's a relative equal high with this one with a fair value gap above. So chuck that back on. Now you can see why this is my target. Again, here's the fair value gap. There's relative equal highs here. I think I said relative equal lows. I meant relative equal highs. So there's relative equal highs here, and buy stops which have not been taken. There's way more liquidity up here, in my opinion, than down here, because here was like all these ones here was swept by this, which was then swept by this, and then now it's building up orders. But in general, there's more liquidity to the upside. So London lows were swept. What does that tell me? People are now putting their stop losses because they want to go short because they saw the break of this. You know, look, lower low, lower high, lower low. We must be going lower. Where are they putting their stop losses? In this case, it's in the form of a buy stop because they're going short above the last high. So there's swing high here, and there's also London highs. In regards to where we're going for the day, like say here's the daily high, here's the daily low. We are currently trading in a discount. Here's a 50% mark. Above here it's premium, below discount. So we're trading in a discount for the day. So this is nice. This is lining us up for some bullish movement. Also considering the power of 3. And what that's telling me is, look, The day's gonna start off a certain way. It's gonna trick people into thinking we're going one way or another, and then we go the other way. So since I'm bullish, I'm seeing price opened up, trading at a heavy discount. We cracked through London lows, engineering liquidity up here. There's more liquidity up here. There's a fair value gap. Here's what am I trying to say? This price action happened yesterday, but I'm still taking it into account for today's movements. So look, price started making move to the upside, but we eventually cracked down, hitting whatever discount array price was looking for. So now I'm seeing the opposite. I'm seeing price starting off to the downside, but my target's to the upside, again, because of the liquidity that's there. So let's go into the 1 minute. It's look, it's time to trade. I do have a feeling we're gonna be getting an entry earlier on in this session. What am I looking for right now? What do I see? I see a little triple top, little retail resistance here, a little something which I do expect to get smashed. Now, what am I looking for with entries? I've just seen a whole bunch of sell stops get swept, so those got taken. This one has not though, so I want to see how price reacts. Are we gonna come through here and create a fair value gap, smashing through this little triple top? And then if that's the case, I want to wait for price to pull back into that fair value gap before I go long. What other scenarios? Well, here I'm on the 1 minute. Let's go into the 3 minute. Have a little sus. Well, look, price, it seems very volatile around these areas. We've come down. That swept here. This hasn't really done too much, like I guess these ones, but there is still liquidity below here and below here. So now I'm thinking, like, do we sweep yesterday's low? Do we crack through all that and then make our move up? So that's what I'm looking for at the moment, but I am considering these relative equal highs just here. These are juicy. I want to see these get smashed at some point. But looks like price is still like on making its way down. We've just cracked through below these, so people now, if they're putting their stop losses, they're putting it above this triple top. So yeah, that's what's on my mind at the moment. I didn't manage to get my nap in like I usually do. Instead, I had a shower. So fresh out the shower, I'm feeling really fresh. Like, I'm hell comfy and everything at the moment. It's a good trading session. Like, I just walked into my room afterwards and I just saw my setup. I mean, obviously I'm seeing it from the back side because my door's like on the other side of the setup. And damn, it just looks nice, you know. I don't have a photo of it. I'll try and pull it up. I'll show you guys what my desk looked like when I first moved into this place while we wait for price to do its thing. But I do want to see London lows cracked once again. I want to see a digger deep for liquidity, hopefully below yesterday's low. And is there something we can scout out over here? So I'll draw a line. That's like, it's like if I had to describe what I do as a trader, it's like that was it in one sentence. I will draw a line. There we go. Use a replay tool. Head over into the 1 minute time frame. Have a look. So fair value gap. Where's the order block? I would be looking for an order block. I'll put this away for a sec. So look, fair value gap here. I guess I want to look for the downwards closing candles, which sparked in like a rally, which opened up a fair value gap and shifted market structure. But I want to see it be a vicious move, you know, to the upside. So, I mean, market structure was already shifted from here. Below that line though. Maybe I'm just getting like way too intricate with it, to be honest. I should probably just keep it simple. Here's an untapped fair value gap, so I'm going to say this is a nice area to go long from. And I'm going to close that down now. And is it gone? Here it is. That's a pretty heavy discount, not going to lie. for price to come down, but again, we have had a pretty strong rally, so yeah, probably don't need these anymore. Yeah, clean charts as per usual. I'm gonna turn off my own analysis because I just want to have a little look. Let's have a quick. So if we're gonna look for price to go through there. Okay, look, it's totally doable. I mean, again, I do believe there is more liquidity to the upside, but these lows do look juicy. Head over into the 4 hour. What does that look like? Yeah, so at the moment, it is a little bit hard. I know what my bias is. My bias for the session is bullish. I do want to see price expand to the upside throughout the day. But now it's a matter of, you know, where do I want to get my entry? I know where my target is, so we're putting the pieces together. These puzzle pieces, they're coming together. I don't need this. But now it's like, what's going to validate my entry? Oh, little stretch. Shit, forgot my mic again. My bad. That should be okay. We had a stab at the lows, but it looks like we're making our way back up. Didn't manage to clear these lows. So I want to analyze this market structure just a little bit more. I want to see where's the intermediate term highs, intermediate term lows. Here's an intermediate term high. Price shouldn't break above there. Why? Because it filled this fair value gap. It's got a short term high to the left and to the right of it. I would say this is an intermediate term high. And usually next to an intermediate term high, we can find an intermediate term low. So a move to the downside, which closed fair value gap here. Okay, sweet. We got something to go off. Intermediate term high and intermediate term low are very essential for market structure. So when people say like, oh, break of structure, and that's where we see the big moves or the strong moves in this model, that's these levels here, the intermediate term high and the intermediate term low. So if an intermediate term low is broken, then more than likely we're going towards a long-term low. Intermediate term high is broken, we're going for a long-term high. So what the long-term low in this case I'd say would be the daily low, so that's not too much. That's not too much like far down. That doesn't even make sense. That's not too far down. But for the intermediate term high, that's where we see the London highs being tackled. That's where I want to see this retail resistance get smashed. So I would say once we get that intermediate term high broken, say we are entered in a long, and we get that broken, that's when I will like to manage my trade and move my stops. We're setting up some juicy support. Some juicy. Yeah, I'm gonna stop drawing on the charts. Okay, we don't need that anymore because we've already established that. So yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I do like to keep my charts like clean, as clean as possible, like nothing really on it, because I just think that's the way to go. It's just easy, like I don't know, like if you get distracted or if you want to keep your mind a bit clearer, it's nice that I have more empty charts. Only a few things to focus on. I mean, I've already got my entry model in my head, and I've been doing this kind of analysis for a couple months now. I've just ingrained it in my head. The amount of back testing, the amount of time I just spend on the charts in general, yeah, it's crazy. Oh, it's not crazy. It's the appropriate amount of like work. So yeah, let's see where price could potentially pull up into. I guess like we have the order block, but I don't know if an order block is supposed to be like multiple candles or if it's just one candle. But here's the one upwards closing candle, which created a shift in market structure, opening up that fair value gap. The reason why I say that every single time is because when ICT was teaching this, he said that a lot of people took this order block concept and changed it or whatever, or just said like, I don't know, they dumbed it down and then started putting it in their courses. But he said the real ICT order block has those elements in it. It shifts market structure, creates a fair value gap, and it's like multiple candles. I think he said like 2. So I say it every time because I don't want people to think that I'm just like taking it and making it my concept. Like, no, I learned from ICT. So I trade the 2022 YouTube mentorship program. Like, that's where I learned it, just in case you're wondering. 40 something episodes, pretty long, pretty extensive. You're gonna have to watch through them a couple times. Like, I got a notebook, I took all the notes in there, and eventually I summed it all up and created a trading plan. And ever since I went live, this is what I've been trading, this exact trading plan. So I mean, look, we got some time, so we can go through it at the moment in case you haven't heard me talk about it. Step 1, as you can see, bias. It's based on the weekly and daily bias. Where is liquidity on the daily time frame? That's where I pointed out to you, like, I think there's more liquidity to the upside, therefore my bias is long. And market price tends to draw to 2 areas, which is the liquidity, buy stops, sell stops, which is your stop losses essentially, and an imbalance, which is the fair value gap. Step 2, kill zone. So it's the New York Open, 9:30 a.m. New York time, hence why I start my live at that exact time. That's my kill zone. As soon as I start my lives, like, I'm ready to take a trade. What is my bias? So again, consider my bias. At 9:30 when it starts, I look at what price has done. We've made moves to the downside. Consider the power of 3, that fake move at the start of the day before expansion in the opposite direction. Are we looking for a liquidity sweep or a rebalance? In this case, I'm looking for a liquidity sweep at the retail resistance. Where is my target? It's at the retail resistance. Where are the London highs and lows? Look for the sweep. Boom. There's the sweep there. But look, I don't think that's a deep enough dig at liquidity. So that's why I do think price is going to dig further down. But essentially, when I look for a London high or London low being swept, what I am looking for is where are the next stop losses going to be put? Where is retail trying to go? Because more than likely, we're going to take them out. And in this case here, it was the buy stops, but those haven't been taken out yet. And price is continuously pushing its way down, creating more and more of these buy stops because it's people trying to go short. Well, look, I guess here, got a whole bunch created here. Those guys got stopped out, but anyone else who went short, like at that exact like push through, most likely has it here, just above here. Look, double top, fair value gap. Surely it's in there somewhere. So that's what I'm looking for price to go. But I know, like, my price, like, my bias is long, as I said. So I am looking for price to come through here. But now I'm looking for step 3, this setup. I'm looking for a liquidity sweep. Then I'm looking for engineered stops to be swept. I'm looking for a market structure shift with a fair value gap in the appropriate side of the liquidity matrix. What does that mean? The liquidity matrix is just a concept of the discount market and the premium market. So I'm looking for a liquidity sweep. So in this case, like a long up here, taking out these highs. And then the engineered stop losses from that move, which will in this case be below the sell stops. So price pull up, I'll do it here for the visual learners. Price pull up here, then their stop losses will be below there. I want to see that get taken out, and in this case it will be through London lows. London lows, and then engineered stop sweep, then a market structure shift. So then at some point I'm looking for a short-term high to get created, and then I'm looking for that to be broken. So I'll do this market structure shift, like that. That's essentially what I'm looking for. And that what's it called, that swing that creates the fair value gap that I'm trading into. Wait, something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. This doesn't look right. Here we go, catching mistakes live. We've already had the liquidity sweep here. Let's trade based on what we have. Liquidity sweep, engineering stops, sweep those stops. So I want to see price sweep these stops, opening up a fair value gap, right? And then I want to see price trade into that fair value gap and go. But in this case, it's different because I do think, I mean, here comes the whole thing of like, do you trade based on what you think or what you see? Based on what I see, okay, this is not a deep enough dig at liquidity Because when it is, price moves very fast. It moves very sharp. So that's telling me that maybe, just maybe, the stop losses aren't really below here, but down here and down here. Because I bet you when we do dig through, that's when we're going to see price really pop. The fact that price is just slow at the moment moving up, I don't think we gathered like much liquidity down here, to be honest. So right now I am looking for a short-term move to the downside before we want to go up. Does that mean I'm going to try and take shorts? I mean, if I was to, it would be shorts from like here, literally like here, and then target the lows. It would be that, but I'm not going to trade that right now, and we don't need this here right now. I forgot to post on Instagram, go on live. I mean, no one, I think my followers I saw, it's like, they're not all from Australia, which was pretty surprising. Let me see, insights. Pretty diverse, to be honest. There's my reach. Yeah, so I got like 5% of my viewers are in United States, 3.3% in United Kingdom, 2.3% in Nigeria, and top is 73% Australia. I mean, that comes like no surprise. And 57% is in Adelaide, and then the rest is elsewhere, but the math doesn't add up. Okay, here we go. Do we just take the short? Nah. But do we? Okay, so price hasn't really tapped into that fair value gap yet. Sorry, not the fair value gap, the order block. So here. Are we gonna sweep these highs? So this one and this one are the relative equal highs. What's called fair value gap as well. Okay, a little bit of a patience game now. Price is moving really slow. I am expecting some sort of sharp move to the downside though. That's sort of what I'm getting prepared for. I shouldn't even have that on the chart. I don't want to distract myself. I want to see a sharp move to the downside being created by tapping into here. So like this. Now how far down are we going to stretch? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Oh, fun time. We can go into the dollar index. Forgot about that. And let's do a full like clear like analysis on this. Okay, so we've swept these like sell stops here. Haven't quite come down here. There's a fair value gap. What have we got here? So price was continuing. It was in a clear uptrend. Couldn't really break these highs, so buy stops above here. And I also see it as like a retail, like double top, little resistance. So something like that, retail resistance. I wanted a short, broke this low here. What that's telling me is look, break and retest, so they want to go short. So after that happened, we're going to a smaller time frame. Those sell stops are busted open. Now price is trading on its way up. So where is the liquidity? We just recently took out all these sell stops, back since 20th of September, like a long time. We took out a lot of sell stops. It was quite a deep retracement, and now it looks like we're making our way back up. Where do I think price is more likely to go? It looks like liquidity here, like on the larger time frame, is to the upside. But how are we going to make our way to the upside? Let's look on the 15 minute. I'll mark up my charts as usual. So I'll chuck on, what's it called? 12 a.m. Mark out London high, London low. So London starts here. You can already see the highs have not been touched. And the London low, so London finishes at 5 there. So the London low was here. So the London lows have been tested multiple times, each a deeper dig at liquidity. Look at that. Like, it's always a strong move to the upside. So boom, boom, boom. Looking for these stops to be taken, these buy stops, pull back into fair value gap, and then going long. So if we're going long on the dollar index, that must mean we should be looking for shorts on BTC. See, that changes everything already. How's my analysis going? Is it correct? Here's the order block. So that upwards movement. Okay, look, well, on the dollar index, we started price off going up higher, clearing, balancing this fair value gap, taking out these buy stops. Then we've pulled through, broken through the previous sell stops, or like the swing lows. Now we're kind of like ranging around here, taking a deeper dig at liquidity to the downside. So I'm thinking bearish on here. That makes more sense because look, power of 3, we get that first initial move, which sort of tricks everyone. We sweep down the other way. So no, that does validate my trade. So here is the order block. We've tapped into it a second time. If we do see that push through, I mean, look, order block, but fair value gap here. So I would say this fair value gap would be more appropriate. So if I look for the dollar index to continue rallying, which I hope it does, to break this swing high into this fair value gap within the order block, that rally is going to be a drop on BTC. So that's going to be the drop I'm looking for to then go long. Going long because the dollar index is going to go up here, then melt down. I don't think we're going to clear the London highs because the London high was sort of like hitting that premium array, and then we're making our way down. Is that fair value gap in the discount market? Premium? Sure, it sure is. So now we've got double confluences, and these seem to have been working well for me, especially using the order block. So let's wait for the dollar index to rally, to then melt. Inversely, BTC to have a little melt before a fat rally, and that's where I want to catch my long for today. That's the trade I want to take. So now I'm trying to anticipate which low, where am I looking for, like which low? And if it's going to be a dig at some sort of strong liquidity, the displacement from there is going to be pretty sharp. So I could get an even nicer entry if I wait for price to hit liquidity, strong displacement, opening up that fair value gap. That tap into that fair value gap is going to be the crispy entry, which I'm actually looking for. My hands feel dry as. You know, instead of it being so quiet, I'm going to put some beats on because I've seen like people doing this on their lives as well, and it's pretty chill. I don't, oh look, here I am. I don't really care if my stuff doesn't get like monetized, because like my whole thing is I'm a trader. Like, I'm not trying to like scrape dollars from YouTube. My roommates are asleep, but they haven't complained, so I should be fine with some music, unless, yeah, nah. Last time we fuck, I wish I would've knew that it would be the last time. Girl, I would've fucked you like I had time. Last time you was like the mash. I love this. This is vibes right here. But I want you really bad, right? I'm gonna check on my phone. Is anyone even watching these streams? Doesn't matter because this is documenting anyway, but it'd be sick if I had people to talk to on chat. On the chat. I don't think anyone's watching. Yeah, you're live. I have a live audience, by the way, a one-person live audience. Live trading BTC New York session. I'm just on my phone. I keep forgetting to post it on Instagram. How's that? Oh, I gotta send myself the link and stuff. Come on, what's happening? There's a dollar in this. Price pulling down. Of course, I mean, we had a pretty strong shoot up. Look, we've opened up this fair value gap. It'd be nice to see pull through there. There we go. Boom. Tapped into that fair value gap. I mean, sorry, the order block. Bearish order block. Can you make me want to? Sweet, thank you. Alright, there's that rejection to the order block. Are we gonna see that strong like push to the downside? It's a melt we're looking for. There's a pump. Here we go. There's that attempt. We even gapped up. This is pulling back. We did tap through just slightly, but we do have a zoop to go. Why does this indicator keep coming back, man? It's trash. Don't even want any indicators on my damn screen. Listen, baby, this a Lamborghini, not a Benz. Don't try to come around looking for love, it's not here. Anytime you hit me, I was never not there. I don't wanna fight, I wanna take you to Chanel. Can I tell you something? I just hope you never tell. I said you was a dub, I meant to say you was a 10. I don't wanna do this shit again, oh man. I don't wanna do this shit. This little juicy consolidation. Wanna see prices pop. Nice. Come on, I want to see sell stop swept. I at least said it's swept, but I've been saying swept the whole time and it's like stuck in my vocab, but I don't know. Swept. 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 Crack this low with that fair value gap. Order block. Just a shifted market structure. Opening up fair value gap. That would be a nice short to take. I'm feeling it, not gonna lie. Swept that, come up, tap into the there to the order block. Strong rejection. If we shift market structure, that will then become the new order block, fair value gap. Makes sense. Also, This swing being the intermediate term high. Hey, that's cool. I mean, look, we've just tapped into it, but I haven't seen market structure shifted, so I'm not going to take that. I'm going to set up the trade anyway. 2421. Fuck, distractions. Profit target 2358. Probably need a little bit more leverage. Max leverage, please. So, wait, where's my total collateral? So, I've got like $13 risk. Okay, sweet. Then I'm literally just waiting for price to pull up. I mean, I want to see market structure shift to the downside first because we haven't really seen it. I'm going to check out the dollar index. Come on, you know you want to. Pop up. Look, that's so tempting, not gonna lie, but market structure has not been shifted. I want this swing low to break, and I want it to break in a vicious manner, and I want to see price come back up to a fair value gap, tap that, and then bounce. So I'll keep that there because it's got my what's called stop loss. The amount of brain power going into this right now. Nice. Now it's been balanced. Back to the order block. Are we going to hold below it? Because if it does, it increases the validity of it. So now we got a new like short-term low to be broken here. So dollar index must be dropping ever so slightly, be creating this movement to the upside. It's not. It's pretty bullish candles, to be honest. Bullish. Gonna drop this more. Nice. Sweet. Here we go. Coming up, pushing BTC down. Very nice. Let's see that sweep of the low, short-term low. And I want to see a fair value gap open. Because then that would mean this becomes the order block. Come on, strong push. Let's go. Is this going to come up, reach here? Okay, I'll trade, maybe playing out. See, I tend to always catch these trades. Like, I know where I want to see price go, which is like the reach of liquidity, and I'm pretty good with catching it. Oh, here we go. Chai latte. Oh, thank you very much. That's nice. Here we go. Thank you. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, I can't really see it too well, but yeah. Nice little chai latte for the trading sesh. Just gonna sit here and wait. Still, like, literally what we're waiting for at the moment is a sweep, like, a shift in market structure. Oh, on BTC. We want to see our price move aggressively to the downside, opening up a fair value gap, which I can then trade out of. Oh, it's probably really hot. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Dollar index, what you up to? Come on. Alright, let's get the beats back on. Oh, that seems good. No viewers still. Lol. I wonder when I mean, I've only been live streaming for like about a week or two now, I think. I wonder when I'm going to get my first 100 viewer stream. That's going to be like mental. I've been like streaming for like a week or two and like literally no one watches these streams. So I'm going to put a date out there and say by the end of Q1, I'll have a stream with more than 100 people in it. I reckon. I think I'll be able to build up the fan base by then, for sure. Now it's just waiting for the dollar index to make its rally. That's weird. That's BTC rallying as well. We're just stabbing at the order block. Are we actually going to sweep the triple top to hit that one? But then that's not a nice order block because like, it didn't really shift market structure. I mean, look, there's a swing low there, but we'll just have a look and see. I do think this is just a very short pullback before we rally into this area. And 15-minute. I'm gonna label that so I don't forget. Price pulled up, balance that fair value gap, creating the high, strong move down, shifting market structure. Our bias is to the downside here. Boom, that's nice. And then we got the exact opposite on BT. Holy nice. Okay. Where are we going, BTC? There wasn't really too much of a shift here. Well, that's the order block there. To be honest, that might be a trade to take. So hopefully price doesn't move too quick. Let's have a look and see. Here's the order block. We did tap into that. 2471. Risks about $13. Now I want to wait for a swing high to be formed. Nice. Let's see what happens. Do I want to put my stop loss here? This fair value gap was not balanced. Does it need to be? Too far away from entry. See, this method of trading works when you're like short selling when price is rallying up into an area. When you wait for confirmations, it's not that, like, it's not as good. Alright, the next swing high, I reckon. Because then it'll be a swing high failure. If you can't break above there, after this is swept. Or even, strong move to the downside, open up. Like, it's still the same thing. Like, I'm still looking for market structure to shift to the downside, opening up a fair value gap. But I feel like this took all of that. See that big move down, fair value gap was short from there. Because yeah, that's just not a nice risk to reward. And especially since I'm going counter trend trading. Or I'm not really counter trend trading because I am. Oh no, I am counter trend trading because my bias is like long. It's bullish. I feel like this upwards move is the setup to take us to here, which is going to take us up. I do feel like that's the case. So what time is it now? 10:15, New York time. Adelaide time, it's 1:45. Not too bad. Those beats back on. Sweet. I can't even picture being pop again. There we go. New York, but I'm never rocking times. She caught me fucking with a friend, and after that, we never spoke again. Last time we fucked, I wish I would've knew that it would be the last time. Girl, I would've fucked you like I had time. Last time you was acting mad shy. I forgot to tell you I was high, but I want you really bad, right? Anytime you say I give you bad vibes, I would give you back shots, then it's over for you. Then we crash, baby. You the one that told me I could rule the world, and if I do, we gon' split it 50-50, let the last life. It's okay if they jealous, we got double our umbrellas and a Lamborghini. Don't know if it's Urus or it's yours, bitches only want my jealous. They just don't know how to tell us. It ain't tricking if you got it, but it's tricky, so I got it on me. 222s in my shoes like I'm Biggie. Got the shotty on my lap. Where the fuck is Ricky going? Big body, Benny rolling ass and titties and Micah Mary. Shit be on me niggas in my city. Know that every single shot going ass. Chris Brickley by the way before I put up to the gym. I had the Jimmy. Police trying to get me. I'm like, so what if I'm grippy up? Lil' broski ain't a killer. They ask why I call him Kitty. No SIM card on my phone. Keep a semi-automatic. Wait, if that taps into the fair value gap and it's dropping. And that should push price on BTC up, which means we may be setting ourselves up for longs right here. But I don't really see where price could really launch from because all of this is a balanced market. We haven't swept any lows, so this move up has generated a bunch of liquidity. I think we're going to see a very strong move to the downside. But then it's just like all the whole setting up fair value gaps and stuff again. It just goes into this weird like cycle and it tightens up until you find like the fair value gap that this is trading into to get to here because it's trying to get to, and it's, yeah, it goes something like that. Short-term low created. Swing low. Alright, this has now been balanced. Alright, is this going to be the swing high failure that we could potentially short from? It would have to be like this. Price needs to crack this low, create a fair value gap, pull into that, and then that would be a nice short. I'm power smashing through this, I probably shouldn't. Okay, price is giving us an entry. If this is an intermediate term. So if this creates a swing, Then we got a short-term high to the left and to the right, and this fills in fair value gaps. Boom, this one's filled. Yeah, so this move balanced all this. So if we're gonna get real technical with it, technically this next swing high is gonna be a swing high failure. So I can anticipate a drop in price from here. So it should be safe to take that premature entry. So literally at the close of the candle, 24.60, go to act quick. Okay, and then we'll take it from there. Take profit. Fuck. There we go. Where did I put it? 460. 2358. Yep, 2358. Sweet. So there's your live execution. Taking the short into the long position I want to take. So the reason why I'm taking the short off here is because, like I said, technically this should be a very strong piece of market structure. Price, if it does break this, then we're going to see a big rally. And if that's the case, then my whole trade setup's invalidated because I was looking to take longs from below here. In regards to trade management, where what I take like stops early or whatever, none. Like I've literally made it a tight stop loss based, like entering early because of like this being an intermediate term high. So it's literally just leaving it at this point and letting it do what it does.
Mad at me, and I know it's my fault, but I can't help it if she's bad, mad. Baddies around me, we on everything, and honestly, I only pick you up because you pretty, and I'm picky. Let you pick up BBS's if you baby girl. Don't wait for it, love me now. Now I got 21 questions for your last time we fucked. Why couldn't you just say it was the last time? Girl, I would've fucked you like I had time. Last time you was acting mad shop. I got to tell you I was high, but I was
This price is gonna pull down from here. And that's gonna launch price up. Oh yeah, that's right, because I was saying I am bullish on the dollar because I was taking this as a sweep. And I was assuming, what if this gets balanced, comes down, balances that, then goes up? If that's the case, that will invalidate our trade. So what I'm hoping for was this push, boom. Did we sort of get the pullback into some sort of like discount array before pulling up? I don't think so. So this trade's actually a pretty risky one. And it's not offering too much of a reward either. 1 to 3 risk to reward. It's showing here that we are in a slight loss, making our way back down into like our entry. So this isn't accurate. This should be like here. Alright, pushing through into slight profits. trying to think like the low bearing fruit, like the low hanging fruit. Where's the easiest place to like sort of just grab the percent that I need, and then leave the markets pretty much. I think this fair value gap here, it doesn't really make it a nice trade. And then again, look, 1% a day is still great, and I'm already like 5% up for the week, so that would just add it to 6%, and that would be nice. But look, really, it is somewhat conservative because this is the one that I'm looking to get taken out, and I am moving just above there looking for those ones. Alright, I guess since we're waiting, back to YouTube for the third, fourth time. What could we watch? Some relaxing, some jazz music while we trade. Probably use this time to check some social medias. You don't want it? Oh, it's already a lot. Be good with one. Alright. Here we go. We've had a break through the short-term low, or swing low. Created a fair value gap, like, in here. Depending how this next candle closes. Is this going to be a double trade night? Because look, if this does play out successfully, I do want to take that long. That is my original trading plan. Watch it on FTX, that's pretty much nicer because we can see the buy stops and the sell stops here. Positions one, sweet. So yeah, currently I am trading with like a $1,300 account, so it's not a large one, but the whole plan with this is just to slowly grow it and compound it and really see what happens. If like every time I get some spare cash, I'll chuck it into this. If I take crypto profits or whatever, I can chuck it into this and slowly just trade it consistently like I am and see what I can really grow it into. I'm not looking to flip it. I'm not looking to double it or like in a year or anything. I'm really just looking to get like consistent couple percent a week. See where it goes from there. Price looks like it's formed a swing low. It's pulling up. I can see a small little fair value gap in here. Could be possibly tracing into. I'm just gonna stand up and have a little stretch behind the computer. Yeah. gonna come back down for a breakthrough here. Sweet, here we go. Let's get this rally through. Let's take out London highs on the dollar index. That would send BTC down, and that would be amazing. It'd be a nice 2% trade there. Sweet. Set up those little sell stops. Let's sweep those. And got a whole lot more down here to take, especially right underneath here. Curious to see if I chuck on the fixed range tool. I haven't used this in a long time. Where's volume? Saying there. Let me see that from here. Okay, I'm gonna disregard whatever I just saw because that's not a part of my trading plan. Trying to think of like interesting things I can do on stream while I'm like just sitting here and waiting. Chai latte number 2. Should I just stream Overwatch 2 or I'll wait for my trade to play out? Nah, I probably won't do that. Maybe this would be a good time to shorting into long position for the dollar index to run. Is it like why am I getting confused about this? That's right. So I'm looking for dollar index to rally through London highs. Oh, see, BTC is push that into target. But I do see all the liquidity up here. So in the short term, is that liquidity to the downside? Yeah, sweet. Okay, so I want to see price sweep here and then come back down, dump through. But although like this sharp move is looking like it's telling me liquidity has been taken, so maybe this short may be a good idea to take and then just leave it and just wait. Because where's liquidity on the downside? I mean, where's liquidity on the dollar index? See, I got too much shit drawn on here. This was swept, implying, okay, so bias is long on dollar index, which implies a short bias on BTC. And the reason, yeah, I mean, I'm long-term bearish, but I'm looking for a move to the upside to then go bearish. So here I'm looking for a movement to the downside to go up. So that movement to the downside is started off with that push to the upside, which is in turn the push to the downside to go up, to go down. That makes sense, right? Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's like all clustered, like you get one setup, but then to get there, this needs to happen. And for that to happen, this needs to happen. So you're just going down this rabbit hole. So, and you need to get your main, like the bias, you really need your bias to be solid. Once you have your bias, and if you get that, and you get it in the correct sequence, and you manage to flow well with the market, that's good. I think that's when you get the big weeks coming in. I'm not going to jinx it. I was just going to say, I think overall, since I've started this live challenge, my net profit is like 7%, which isn't bad. So I want to wait until I crack into 10%, and then that'll be nice. But one trade at a time. Currently, we are focused on this one here. So this is the order block I want to see price pull into. Here's a fair value gap within that order block. Why is that the order block? Because it shifted market structure and created a fair value gap. So I'm looking for that push up and then melt down. Am I scared that price is back into drawdown? No, because I like trust the plan that this is the intermediate term high. Here was the what's it called? Failed swing high. Another attempt. Melt down, shifted market structure, open fair value gap in this order block. I like that. If it breaks above the order block, see, I haven't really back tested too well with like, is this how I should manage my trade? But then I should have really moved my risk to there. Same amount of risk, but the reward is much higher if that's the case. Like the dollar's moving down a bit. Oh, it's not too bad because it's just creating relative equal highs, which I'm looking for to get swept anyway. That scared me for a sec. What? Okay, sweet. There we go. Yeah, moving the charts around was too confusing. We'll just look here on TradingView. I mean, sorry, on FTX. We can see like buy stop and stuff is right there. So currently in drawdown, minus 0.5% roughly. But yeah, not getting emotional about it. Okay. This is how it is. Okay, I want to see a swing high failure from this point. Don't want to really see price close above here. Keep looking at this. I'll keep this on dollar index, and then I'll keep this on BTC. Alright, so we did get that swing high failure. Now it's up to this candlestick to, you know, keep price below here. I want to see that candlestick turn red. Okay, nice. Come on, free fall from here. Should be. We'll see what happens. So I was thinking about getting a poster like back here. Big poster, that'd be pretty sick. Because then it'd just be like, yeah, that'd be dope background. But like just the white is clean, to be honest. I like this. Again, shout out Ali for coming through and helping me out with the setup. It's with helping me out with the setup. Price really isn't really moving too strongly. There's not too much volatility in the market today. Is there news that I'm unaware of coming up that's about to like wreck me? Looks like some volatility is kicking in. As we took that high. Come on, let's go. So realistically speaking, like I could stay up like all night and just wait for my trade to play out, but like obviously I'm already in the trade and I don't want to just stay up like waiting and watching, so I'll give it until another like 10-15 minutes, see what the market does. If I get stopped out before then, I'll just go to sleep. If I get like my profit taken before then, I'll go to sleep. If it doesn't, then I'll just leave it and let it play out overnight. We're inching closer to my sells, to my buy stop, which isn't very good. But it looks like price is setting up to take a rally, so let's fingers crossed on the dollar index rally, because that's what we need to push price down. Keep our eye on the dollar index. Come on. Why is BTC going up with the dollar index? Come on, BTC, take a hit. This like what's it called, indecision by the dollar index is not good. It's pumping BTC up. We're about to hit my stop loss, I believe. We're literally one pip, like $1 away from hitting stop loss. There is a high chance I'll be stopped out at -1% tonight, but at the same time this might be one of those lucky plays, but we will literally find out within the next few minutes. Bruh, it's rallying. Why isn't BTC slumping? I wouldn't really call this a rally, but we're making some movement to the upside. It's literally like nerve-wracking, even though it's like 1% or whatever, and I'm up decent for the week. It's still nerve-wracking. I won't say nerve-wracking, but it's just like, get that feeling in your stomach. You know your ego's about to take a hit if price crosses through. Then it is a suspect double top as well, which I do expect to be broken. Not expect, but like more than likely. Okay, formed a swing high. Let's hope price Now, there we go. We're stopped out at 1% for the day. So we're gonna call it a night there. I'm not taking any shorts or anything from here any longer. Because, yeah, I don't know. Price is reacting. Is it reacting weird? Well, look, they're not exactly correlated. So I can't expect BTC to do exactly the opposite of the dollar index. So we'll take a screenshot of this L we just took tonight. Hurry. Where was it? It was a short. This candle here. The target, this low is just below there. Something like there. Copy link. Put that there. Look at that. And then we'll do a little analysis tomorrow morning and like see how price played out and why. So that should be saved. Alright, gonna end it here. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's daytime